I'm going to be doing a series of really short videos talking about hand health. I'm going to show you some exercises that I was taught, and I'm going to show you some ways to make jewelry that that will help you to keep your hands relaxed, or hopefully will. But you will find that most of the time, your hand health is just you holding things too tight. And I'm going to talk a lot about that. As a musician, I've experienced that. And as a jewelry maker, I have experienced that. So with that said, I'll see you on the bead mat side. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about bead weaving. I'm demonstrating bead weaving. Not bead weaving per se. I'm going to be demonstrating how to deal with the problem of your hands cramping up while you're bead weaving, especially if you have hands like mine that have arthritis in the joints. I've said this before. I've played the cello for over 50 years, and I've been making jewelry for almost 20 years. And I started out doing bead weaving, and I found that my hands would get really tired after just a little bit. So I started thinking about it and trying to figure out what it is that I was doing wrong, if you will. And basically I went back to my cello playing, which was holding things, or in the case of cello, putting my fingers down. I would squeeze, like really press my fingers down hard, but that's not what you need to do. Basically, all you need to do is in playing the cello, is just put your fingers down enough to press the string against the fingerboard. Well, in this case, when beading, I started experimenting, and I realized that, especially when it was at the smaller stage like this is going to be a pair of earrings eventually. What I was doing was holding really tight, like squeezing, the white knuckle tightness. And I realized I don't need to do that. I also was like holding it like I was pinching it to hold onto it. And I found that I didn't necessarily need to do that. Though at this stage, the smaller stage, you'll find that it is easier to do that because you don't have as many beads to hang on to, but I still utilizing the string. I found that if I just flattened my fingers onto the surface, that it was a lot easier for me to handle it and to not squeeze down like this to hang on to it. So for instance, and I don't have my magnifying glass around my neck, so bear with me. I'm going to bring it up, and this is that point where you want to squeeze. And of course, I don't want a needle going up my thumbnail, or stuck in my thumb, and I have done that. But anyway, so I do want to just gently, and I don't need to squeeze a lot to hang on to this, and then gently pull it up and through. And again, what I discovered was that I had to really be thinking about what it was I was doing with my hands, how much pressure I was using to hold on to the piece I was working on, and how much pressure I really needed. So there was a difference. I didn't need to squeeze. I didn't need to squeeze my finger to keep the piece in my hand, right? I just needed to firmly hold it, if you will. Also, I didn't need to do the pinch. I could almost hold it like this, if that makes any sense. All right. And then the other thing I found, and this actually got to where when I was going back down through the beads and adding the fringe onto it, and those of you who have made the sea bead earrings with the fringe, you know what I mean. You're going through it like 3-4 times. You're putting thread through these small seed beads. These are size 11 if you're curious. And what I found, and again, I'm doing kind of a pinching motion, but I'm not squeezing at all. I'm just holding it. I'm literally just putting enough pressure to keep it between my two fingers. And sometimes I will drop it because I'm not holding it hard. But I consciously have to think about that, or else I find myself squeezing. And then when I'm holding it this way, flat, I'm holding it flat so that I can hold it in place. But by holding it flat, I can't squeeze it hard. So I'm defeating the purpose. Here we go. All right. So what I was going to say is when you're going through numerous, I'm sorry, we're going to do one more here. When you go through a lot of times, when you pull the thread through the seed beads, a lot of times you're running out of room there. And sometimes it's harder to hold that bead in place. I'm sorry, I can't talk and do this at the same time, so I'm not quite sure what I did. So I found myself, I'm just going to demonstrate here. So I found myself like sometimes having trouble getting this to come through. And so what I would do is I was like trying to pull and pull and pull the needle, right? And I was squeezing really hard and it would hurt. And I ended up squeezing this hand too. And it hurt. I mean, I ended up hurting my hand. So what I learned to do was I went ahead and I got something from the kitchen, one of these little things, little things to open up cans from. I got this from a bank. I hope they still have these little puppies. But, you know, it's just, I'm not sure what kind of material it is, but it's a grip. It's a hand grip type thing. And what I would do is just use this to grip the needle and pull it through. And it normally, I mean, I might need some gentle tugging, but I had to grip on it. It wasn't sliding through my fingers like it did, like it would when I didn't use the grip. So that actually really, by using the hand grip, this really saved on the pressure my hand was using. It also kept me from breaking my thread and or my needle. Doesn't necessarily always keep it from the needle from curving a little, but it did help. And so I just wanted to give you some little helpful hints on when doing seed beading, that sometimes, and even wire work, you could probably use this to help grip it if you find your hands slipping and you find you're trying to force your hands, you know, trying to grip really, really hard, and it's causing your hands to become tired. So that's my little humble little helps that I've worked on and kind of worked out to help my fingers out and my hands out when I do some bead work. Good luck with that.